in a way, they remain true to that idea. One of the things that we'll discuss in a minute is whether or not they remain living sculptures, and the answer seems to be very much yes. Since you went to art school and met in London, you've always lived and worked in London. Could you ever conceive of living and working anywhere else, even though you've exhibited all around the world, or is London your place and it's where you want to be?
We don't live in London. We live in East London. We would never move from East London. Jack the Ripper.
Yes, we were so worried, so we asked a friend of ours to write a letter to the head of sculpture, asking whether he would recommend her for a project. And he wrote back, and the friend showed us the letter and said, "Dear Madam, under no circumstances have anything to do with these two people."
What we call the other students were already outside our school. It was after secondary school that we started to do it.
So what did you learn at art school? Because a lot of the artists here, I think some people will teach, some won't. Some will learn a lot.
Drinking.
When I'm fatigued as an artist, I push through it because the inspiration keeps me going, knowing I'm almost finished for that phase or that particular painting itself. And what inspires me to continue through regardless of how tired I am. And sometimes my body, physically I'm hurting because a lot of the pieces that I create are very large. So I think the inspiration of the finished stage or the finished piece keeps me going. I go until I drop. Basically, I go until I drop. In fact, yes, it's the invitation, and it happens to be one of the pieces I'm showcasing at the Biennale. I'm most proud of it because it was, for me, there was a quiet inspiration for me. Even in the concept stages, I knew when the idea of the invitation was being born that it was special. And as well, why I'm most proud of the piece is because I listened to my instincts. I didn't push the piece. I didn't rush it. It took me 2.5 years to complete, which for a painting, that's a long time. Statistically, I have the numbers because of a program on the internet where we share email space, but I've traveled to 288 cities in 22 countries. The continents I know, so North America as well, Asia extensively, Europe, of course, and also the Middle East and even Australia. Great inspiration. When I'm traveling, I'm exposed to my truths. And also, I'm away from my comfort zone. When I'm not in my home or in my hometown or even my own country, I'm being pulled away from my comfort zone. So I'm vulnerable. And I find it very interesting to listen to the voice of others. I'm stripped of my subjectivity, and in my vulnerability, I find inspiration. So for me, traveling is a way to continue learning and actually incorporating these huge goals that I have as an artist into my work. Florence. Florence it's taught me, if anything, two things. The first thing is art does matter. It matters locally. As quiet and calm and beautiful and friendly of a city as Florence is, there's such history here. The Renaissance was born here, and I'm not saying that the Renaissance is finished, it's over, it's inspiring. So the old art carries new inspiration forward for me as an artist. And from my goal being here, being in Florence, I'm reminded how important it is to create art with a purpose. Boy, this is the Biennale. Why is it important to be at the Biennale? For me, it's my opportunity, it's my time to make a statement. It's a time for me to reach out and share my work. I'm here, I'm in the moment, and what I most desire at the Biennale is to collaborate with other artists, so I'm able to pull new ideas about how to express in new formats, because this is the 21st century. There's so many different mediums, there's so many different technologies. So I'm investigating and looking at how I can, in new formats, reach people on complex issues, so world challenges, and that's my biggest inspiration, and being in person here at the Biennale offers me that opportunity. You know, there have been many reactions to my work, but to isolate one, I don't have one specifically. I think as an artist, what I'm always amazed about is how people, when they're silent, to me that is a reaction that I stand back and I appreciate what they may be thinking. If they're standing in front of one of my paintings for a long period of time, I can only assume that either it's reaching them somehow intellectually, either emotionally or spiritually even. And as an artist, that is the greatest acknowledgement of the work.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the Biennale is pleased to welcome the Artists for Human Rights Association. And we are very happy to welcome the founder of Artists for Human Rights Association, the actress for Academy nomination actress, Miss Anne Archer.
I'm thrilled to be here at the fabulous Biennale dell'Arte Contemporanea di Firenze. I would like to personally thank the President of the Biennale, as well as members of the Biennale International Jury and members of the Biennale Scientific Committee. And therefore, it is with great pleasure that we celebrate and present to you today Artists for Human Rights International Humanitarian Award to the President of the Biennale, Pasquale Celosa.
If you raise your hand, and if you have two people that you know, raise your two hands. I just want to have a show of hands. That is too many hands, don't you think? Yeah? I think even one hand is one too many. That's why the program Passion for Life is important. Because we, as people, as artists, we are suffering to see our friends, family members die of cancer.